teams. Yes, hello everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first webinar in 2024 held by eTeam and Sonora Marketing. So today the topic is the importance of the International MICE Association, and we will invite three MICE industries leaders to share with us the knowledge and experience that's working in the MICE associations. So first of all, our Executive Director Sam will share his speakers and welcoming greetings to all of you. Yes, it's a welcoming speech.
Good afternoon, my dear friends from the industry. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you for attending our first webinar this year. Special thanks to our consultant Sulu for organizing this webinar, and especially Mr. Patrick Delaney, our moderator of today's webinar. We are also grateful to have esteemed speakers from the MICE industry with us today. They are Ms. Monica Lee-Múller, the Managing Director of Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center, Mr. Raymond Qian, the Managing Director of CR Solution China, and Mr. Frank Yan, General Manager of the Exhibition Team at KINTEX. Our guests are not only elites from the MICE industry, but also have experience working with international MICE associations like UFI, ICA, and EIC. We look forward to hearing their valuable insights and experience. 2024, in fact, presents both challenges and opportunities in the ever-changing global MICE landscape, with organizers' destination selection criteria changing rapidly. With IPIM, we enhance our efforts in assisting Macau MICE industry to attract high-quality events. This includes leveraging the synergy of the MICE Bidding Support Working Group to actively seek projects and to help organizers enhancing the engagement of their events. We will also continuously organize roadshows abroad and invite local industry partners to take part in overseas MICE trade shows to showcase Macau as an ideal destination for business events. Dear friends, the focus of today's webinar is on business networking and revenue growth, which are crucial to the success of every industry, including the MICE industry. We hope that you will gain some valuable insights and benefits from this section. Without further ado, let me pass the floor to Patrick and our esteemed speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam, for that warm welcome. And let me welcome everybody this afternoon to this afternoon's webinar, which is part of a series curated and initiated by IPIM to make sure that the community, the MICE community in Macau, is exposed to the very best of education in relation to the wonderful world of MICE. Fantastic leading points that Mr. Sam made in terms of revenue growth and increased business levels. And the title for our session this afternoon is Join and Win in the International Association World for MICE. MICE is an acronym which we use in the world of business events and stands for meetings, incentives, exhibitions, and conferences. And the journey to that international business can be very circuitous and often comes in the most different and unexpected ways. And that comes through the active participation in the key industries associations. And we're very fortunate this afternoon, and I want to thank our speakers in advance to have three very well-known industry professionals from the world of association as well as the commercial world. And thank you very much for joining me on this session. And we're going to examine the whole benefits of joining international MICE associations through their personal stories and their insights, which they've gained over many years of being practitioners and active members to associations. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to our speakers, Raymond, Monica, and Frank. So could I ask you to introduce yourselves to our audience? And Raymond, we might start with you, if you could just tell us about your company, what you do at the moment, and also when I mentioned the word Macau, what's your immediate reaction?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Patrick. Hello, everybody. My name is Raymond Qian. I'm from Shanghai, from CR Solution. We are a DMC and event management company based in Shanghai. This covers the entire of the China and also the world, the major cities in the world. And I think Macau, when I start to work, Macau is the first word, to be honest, casino. This is the first word in my mind about 15 or even 20 years ago. But then later, after I start my work in CITS and also Abercrombie and Kent, and later followed by Ovation, I think Macau is more like an incentive travel destination in Asia Pacific, especially in Great China area. So there are numerous activities there and people with passion to show the culture, especially the colonial cultures there. So in Macau, it seems like although the space is not big at all, but they do have many stories and activities we can have the experience. So this is what Macau in my mind. Yeah, Patrick.
Great, thank you, Raymond. So you obviously know Macau well. Monica, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Monica Lee-Múller. I'm the Managing Director of the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. So our company responsible for the day-to-day operation and managing and promoting this fantastic landmark building in Hong Kong, hosting over 1,000 events, including exhibition, international conference, and other entertainment events as well in our building. I am also a past president of UFI in 2020 and 2021, and currently serve as the vice president of UFI. When it comes to the name of Macau, it is our neighbor, our friendly neighbor, and the image of Las Vegas in Asia come to mind. It's an exciting city. It's a destination for family as well as different interest people.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for that. Frank, can we go all the way to Korea now and learn a little bit more about you?
Yeah, hello, I'm Frank Yang from Korea, working for KINTEX. KINTEX is the largest convention and exhibition center in South Korea. I am honored to have the opportunity to communicate and share my experience with my industry colleagues in Macau. I hope my experience as a volunteer leader of ICA will help you inspire and grow. When I think about Macau, I'm sorry I haven't been to Macau yet, but when I think about it, I might want to visit Macau with my family because I can imagine the beautiful, the integrated, a lot of integrated resort and amazing food, culture and shows, and many places to go. So I really hope I can visit Macau very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank. Oh, very, very good. So some very experienced people who know Macau very well and a future customer for Macau. So a very good mix. I started by talking about MICE being the acronym for the business events industry, and MICE standing again, just to remind everybody, for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. So I now would just like to go to our panel, and each one of them specializes, I suppose, in one particular area, although they cover many areas, but in terms of their association, that they've devoted their time to one given association. So Raymond, in the area of corporate events and incentives, I think you're a very active member and an industry leader in the association called SITE. Can you tell us a little bit about that as an association?
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. So actually, as industry player of my agencies, I think I'm pleasure to join SITE. The full name is Society of Incentive Travel Excellence. And currently, I'm the General Secretary of the SITE China chapter. I think SITE, gave me a lot of network and have a lot of impact, whatever, for my personal growth or the business growth. So SITE, I think, different from WUFI or ICA is this is the individual, personal member. So we join SITE as our individual issues. So it's not like a unit or corporate. So for us, SITE so far we have more than 2,500 members in around 19 countries. Yeah, and over 30 local, I think regional chapters, I think more than 30. And this is give us a lot of, how to say, network to know the cultural difference at each region. I learned a lot in last 2 years when I was leadership in China chapter. I joined the president course and also the chapter leader course. And I learned a lot from North America and Europe and even like Thailand and India. So this is, I think, SAT can give to us, I think. And the other things about SAT is, how to say, we will have a very professional education program, can let us be more professional when you deal with the international market. So SAT has also supported by SAT Foundation, which we can receive some scholarships and award by recognitions from the world. So just the one word of SAT, I think, is, how to say, an association to provide professional education, build our network, increase our business opportunities on global level in MICE industry. Patrick.
Very good, thank you. And I'll go back into getting your experiences of those very, very interesting areas that you've highlighted. So it's an individual membership organization focused on incentive programs, which are, of course, motivation programs for companies, corporations to reward their staff and their customers for exceeding goals. And you have a whole range of education. And do you have national global meetings as well as local meetings?
Global meetings, yeah.
You have one annual meeting, I presume, as far as I know, which is, I think, if this year is taking place in
this is in Turkish. Yeah, Istanbul, in Turkey.
But it moves around the world. Excellent. Monica, again, following these, why has our industry got so many initials? You know, I was completely confused when I started off in this business with all of these different initials. So tell me about the wonderful organization that you're part of, UFI. I think, Monica, we have to get you off mute.
Right, sorry about that. So UFI is an organization of over 90 years old, and the head office in Paris. So UFI is actually a French name acronym, so I won't be able to explain that, but it is a global association of the exhibition industry. And UFI is to represent and promote and support the business interests of the members in the exhibition industry. It is the most influential international body for the industry. We have corporate membership. So unlike sites, these are on company levels. So if ICA has currently over 800 members, about 840 members, those are all organizations in 87 countries and regions. ICA offer events, including regional meetings and global congress at the end of the years. We also organize different education program with certificates. We also have upcoming next week, I'll be attending the CEO Summit, which is only limited to the CEO level industry players. So again, it is an international body for the exhibition industry, for business events. And I've been involved since members since 2000, and I have been in the board since 2008. So as Raymond was saying, it's important to have that network within your industry, because being just good in your local city or country is not good enough. It's never good enough. You should always know what's happening in the world, to learn of the best practice or the latest technologies, and even market information is important for your growth and development. So networking in association is important, and also at times I've been members of different organizations, including ICA as well. So in some organization, you can also find allies and partners to do business with. That is also a good source of partnership. But also on learning and, as I said, collecting marketing informations. In terms of education as well, earlier I mentioned in UFI, we organize different level of education program, and some of them are localized. And as we have VMA education program partners with our Australian partners and other association and venue management, we organize a training program for venue management in Shanghai. So very much localized, and we have also others in different regions. So it's important that we have that resources to learn, to network. And also in crisis, I think in the last 3 years, we also need the collective voice to lobby our government. We have been very successful of printing out or working out our white papers for preventive measures for COVID, and also business recovery guidebook, as well as some important data that the association collects for us to use to lobbying our governments to work out some supportive and subsidies program for our industry locally. So,
Monica, I can see you're already diving into all of the wonderful areas we're going to. So I feel that enthusiasm, which is it's a wonderful characteristic of anybody who's involved in associations. So just let me stop you there for a moment, because I want to go back in and get some really detail about some of those wonderful aspects that you mentioned. But in summary, UFI focuses on exhibitions.
Yes.
Again, a global organization. 80 countries, did you say, or certainly somewhere around that?
87 countries, over 800 members.
Wow. Okay, so everywhere in the world, the best exhibition practitioners are involved, and it's a corporate membership. So it's normally
Correct.
the organization, the company you work for, takes out the membership, and then it's the individual within that company is designated as being the member. And Monica, can I ask you, in terms of membership, do many companies have more than one member? For your own organization, are you the only member of UFI, or are there other?
No, when your organization is a member, then automatically your employee can participate in some of the members only activities. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, really, really, really good. Okay, thank you, Monica. Let me jump over to you, Frank. The other famous organization in our business is, of course, ICA. Monica mentioned it as one that she was involved with as well. And by the way, that often happens as people's roles change. They can often move to different associations because that's where they're going to get all of that key information they want. But Frank, back to ICA. Tell me a little bit about ICA.
Yes, ICA is International Congress and Convention Association. So it is the most leading global community in the association meeting industry, and it has over 1,100 members in more than 100 countries worldwide. Among them, destination marketing organizations, venues, and meeting management companies are the biggest part of the membership. And associations, our clients, are also included in the community of ICA. So ICA provides amazing networking opportunities with key decision makers and industry experts from all around the world. So, and ICA offers the association meetings database, which is the biggest difference from the other associations, and education and marketing, as well as business development opportunities. In Asia Pacific, there is an Asia Pacific office in KL, Malaysia, but ICA just opened a Beijing hub office, which is dedicated to Chinese member because it's growing so fast. If you become a member, you can access to the association database, which contains 220,000 meetings editions and 20,000 regular meeting series of 11,500 associations. And you can also attend various events for for members, including ICA Congress, which is the annual congress for this association, and business workshop. In business workshop, you can meet a lot of association clients and learn from each other. And there is a education opportunity, the ICA Skills, which is the global certification program in which you can learn the essential skills and knowledge and gain global recognition. That's the ICA.
Excellent. Great summary, Frank. So just let me make sure I've captured everything, understood everything. Again, a corporate membership, big difference, a global organization with members throughout the world. You've got some regional offices, and you're just opening one in Beijing, which is really interesting. And in terms of one of the outstanding features of the organization, in addition to all of the usual attributes, it's this ICA database, this list of, is it a list of meetings that have taken place previously all over the world and a profile of that meetings? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and as a member, you can research that to see if there's any match for your destination. And again, like the other organizations, I see a mixture of, the community. So PCOs, DMCs, DMOs, destination marketing organizations, hoteliers, and you've got clients, you've got association clients as well. So you have the actual customer as part of your membership. Raymond, you have corporate members as well. You've got the agencies, the incentive agencies, but you've also got the end users, corporates. Monica, can I just ask you, for UFI, does UFI have any clients as part of the association, or is it the supporting community?
No, in UFI, our actually the biggest number of members are actually exhibition organizers.
Fantastic.
So it depends on where you stand. When like venue operator like us, those are our biggest customer. Yeah. So in our membership, we include the full membership, include the venue operator as well as the exhibition organizers. And we also have other associate members being the supplier and other supportive service and also other association as well.
Excellent. And I'm taking it that for all of your three organizations, there is a student membership or a sector for young professionals who are just starting off in our business, and usually there's a preferential rate and other supports. I think you all mentioned scholarships, and I'd like to start with, as if I'm starting, because some of our audience here are students or are early in their careers. So if I wanted to be more involved, so Frank, I'm looking to you to start on this one. Is there a scholarship to go to any ICA events, and can I get a preferential rate as a young professional? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, there is two ways you can join as a young professional, because if you are young generation under 30 years old, I cannot apply, but you can apply for the Future Leaders Council program, which will lead you as a future leader, because the ICA select only 8 or 9 young leaders around the world, and give them opportunity to learn from each other, then meet each other, and have a project together for research or development. And also they have opportunity to meet twice a year, one at the ICA Congress and another at the IMEX. So they have an opportunity to make a presentation to the members and then to the board members what they have researched, what they have developed. So that is a great opportunity to grow. And another one is you can apply for the ICA Skills. There is the 2 certification program. One is suitable for graduate students or junior professional who need essential skills and knowledge in the meeting industry. The certification name is CICS, which stands for Certified International Convention Specialist. So why don't you try that one? Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And I believe in ICA that one of the future leaders actually sits on the board. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a very clear pathway for people who are interested. Monica, can I jump across to Ufi and again ask you the question? I'm a young professional listening to this webinar and I want to get started, but maybe my budget for my company isn't as high. Is there special rates for me? Is there a pathway into the organization?
Again, UFI offer a corporate membership, not individual membership.
Right.
So practitioners need to be members of UFI. So
Right.
when your organization is member of UFI, so they can join our Next Generation Leaders Grant. Every year we offer 5, at least during my presidency, in my year, we offer 6 because they were so good. I couldn't pick 5 without granting the 6. So well, we do offer that every year. So they have to submit their paper and their presentations, through the panel. They will be picked, and that they will have a year program, some special program that they will join, and they will be invited to different events, and also to represent their work at the end of the year at the Global Congress to all the ECAS members at the end of the year. So through that, they would be networking with their peers in different countries, and they will be able to join or sponsor to join the ECA events and meeting other practitioners and other key players in the industry as well.
Fantastic. So it sounds really a very supportive environment for young professionals. And Raymond, I'm going to presume that's the same situation with SITE, that there are scholarships and there's a young leaders program. And I think for you, you have actually a congress as well, just for the young leaders around one of the big trade shows. Is it around IMEX in Vegas?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, as an individual association, actually it's easy for young students to join. And the membership fee for young leaders or young people, students, is only 10% of the membership fee, the professional members. So it's easy for people, for students to join. And as you mentioned that we have 2 major congresses for the young leaders. One is on the IMEX and the other one is the global conference. However, we also have some regional events, also such as like IBTM and IMEX America. So for them, I think we provide wider global stage platforms for them to learn the world better, but not only their region. Yeah.
Excellent. Monica, you mentioned it with great passion. One of the big attributes of being an active member of the association is education, benchmarking yourself to the best education around. Why is that important? I'm not a new person. I'm already a professional. I'm active in my company. I'm dealing with. So why do I have to learn more? Why answer that question? Because it's one that's often put to me.
Well, again, as I said, you cannot be the best without knowing what your competitor is doing, what the world is doing. When you're just doing what the world is so big, knowledge is so much. So a lot of time, also locally, you might not have that institution to offer the necessary industry training. So joining the association network, many associations like ICA and UFI or perhaps sites also offer that resources, and often being taught by the guru of in the industry. You learn from the best, basically. And that they offer some great credential for you to further develop yourself, or if you want to move on to other organization or even different city. I think that is very beneficial.
So that whole aspect of education is a way of obviously exposing you to, in our industry, it's global. So it's global. So that setting of standards as well. And I would imagine in new destinations, having the ability to set a national standard, even to get it to that level, how do you do that? You go to the associations and see what they're doing. In terms of that education profile, Frank, you mentioned ICA Skills. It's a formal series of education opportunities. Raymond, you mentioned CITE and the CITS as well, the certification programs. Tell me a little bit more about why I should get a qualification from either of your organizations. Frank, let's start with you. Why should you go and participate in these courses to get this accreditation?
Well, it's very simple because it provides the knowledge and expertise that help your company achieve the goal. So if you have that kind of knowledge, if you learn from the expert, then it's much easier to achieve whatever you do. For example, achieve bringing Congress. If you know how to write a best proposal from the best practice, it will give you much easier access to make your goal. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And Raymond, when customers are looking at proposals and looking at which company to choose, do they look to see if the members or that company has got people who have a official accreditation?
Yeah, I think there is a very good case in last year. I developed one new member who need CIS certificate. As during the pitch, it is like a certificate to show their capability, to show their business on the global level. So if you ask me about education and the certificate, why we get it, I think, first of all, this is the international standard. As Frankie mentioned that, I think we are dealing a bigger market, not only the country standard. So we must accept and learn what is the international standard to deal with more people outside of our region. And also, the most important is we use the same language, the industry language, because the different culture. So maybe we will use different language to deal with other people. But if we have the educational certificate and also the educational program, we know what we are talking. So it saves a lot of time, a lot of manpower, and also energies, waste time on it. So we save a lot on it. So we also grow very quickly and to be on international levels, to be on the same international levels. Yeah.
Right. Monica, in my inbox yesterday arrived a wonderful promotion from UFI for your awards.
Oh,
and so tell me about awards, because ultimately Sam said, well, all of this is about increasing our business. We want to get more business. Everybody on this webinar is interested in ultimately either they own their company or their boss is going to say, what new business have you got? I know UFI has an award system. I know ICA has one and SIDE has one. In your experience, what's the benefit of having an award system? Does it help give a customer a sense of confidence that dealing with an award winner is dealing with somebody who's going to make their event successful?
Not only UFI, many organizations, associations offer that award system. UFI, of course, for the exhibition industry, annually we have awards for marketing and operations and sustainability. Recently, we have won the award for operation, but focusing on sustainability, and that is very close to my heart. Being a venue operator, operating a venue of over 90,000 square meters, we do have many areas that we should pay attention to and to be responsible for. So winning that award of what we have done, I think is a great recognition and endorsement. I'm not looking at winning the award to gain business, but certainly will let our industry globally knows what we do, and that we are a responsible venue and being a very sustainable venue. And it does help people, when they're making decision on which venue to go, and that would add a little, weight on the consideration. But ultimately, I think it's endorsement and recognition, and it's also, you know, pat our staff shoulders on their shoulders of giving them the recognition of what they do and what they do good and what they do best, you know, and it's an encouragement. And by entering this kind of competition, you also learn of what other people do. And I think that's the learning aspect is more important. The process is more important when you are competing with your peers and knowing that and in certain areas, then you're doing better than the others. I think that's a very good feeling and very good award to receive.
They're fantastic points, Monica. Great extension beyond the business to that sense of building a sense of comradeship among the team, that sense of achievement, recognition. Yeah, excellent. And I know, Frank, you know, there's the Best Marketing Awards and there's the Incredible Impacts Awards with ICA, and for site, there's the Crystal Awards, and different categories on each one. So I think it's something that definitely, if you're part of an association, to take advantage of the awards. Lobbying and to government, to get government to understand our business, is that something that works for associations? Because quite frankly, as we go around the world, we're lucky in Macau. Macau, the government understands the power of business events and what it can do to the economy and in general and society. But is that one of the advantages of an association talking with a combined voice that's able to gather the various players around? Frank, you have any experience in Korea of using your collective through ICA to talk to government?
Yes, we realize that we are facing with bigger competition day by day. So when you lobby government, when you lobby politicians, we always bring the research data from ICA association data because that is very reliable. It is global standard, and also is if we make our own research, they wouldn't believe us, but they have to trust the international data. So it is really a good way to convince what we want to get. So we always, not only ICA's data, also we take UFI's the research data. So so that we can get more subsidy from the government.
So getting more funds to go out to market, destination, explain the impact of conferences and conferences and incentives in general, right? Excellent. So and that's something that is really, I suppose it's an understood aspect. One of the other things I think for conferences in particular, and I suppose it would go for exhibitions as well, is the need to have access to the intellectual capital of a destination, influential people to attend a conference. Does that lobbying help when you're able to go to government and say, I need the minister to come here, I need to get access to this particular facility? Does that help, being part of an association?
Yes. It helps all the time.
Yeah, and you use it. Raymond, you know, one of the great things about an incentive program is to be able to get somewhere where no one else can go, or where people can only go rarely. Is that something that site has often used, you might have used with government to explain, you know, why you want to close off this street, why you want to have access to a unique government building, etc. Have you any experiences in that respect?
Yeah, I think different from what Frank mentioned, that the data from ICA, I think more impact of site is the personal experience and our vision in the global level. Because for incentive travels, it's more like an experience. So how we design the program, how we design the product is depend on whether the product can meet the requirement of the market. So for incentive travels, the market is for the global level. So what is the people from like Ireland, from Korea, from other regions, what they want to see? What is the China? So we design a product and we worked with the local government to give some advice, to give some recommendations for them to attract more people in China. So this is very important when we work with the government. And we also show them how the other regions they do, how they attract more tourists or incentive travel groups to the other regions. So during the pitch, what we lost, what we win, what is our advantage, what we can improve. So this is the most important, I think, we have impact on the government talk, I think.
Excellent, yeah, and governments react to data, and I know SITE does some amazing research through the foundation and through the organization itself to what customers have to say as well, and what are the trends. Yeah, makes
yeah. I'm sorry. So yeah, the data is not important. I think every year we will have our IRF. So last year I read it in detail. So this is the trend for the global market. So this is also help our government to make the trends, make the plan for the next year. So they know what is the people in other regions they want to go, where they want to go, where they are interested in, and by different categories. So this data and the report and the research generated by SET is also very important, SET Foundation. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm just reminding myself that, if anybody has a question for our panel, please put it in the chat and we'll make sure we get that question to them. Monica, networking, it's the one attribute that comes up over and over again. Tell me about the power of networking in an association.
It is very important. It is very important. As I said, we joined UFI, our organization joined UFI in 2000. And that was the time just after our first extension. So from a relatively small venue, and originally focused more on conferences, we have suddenly more than double our size. And with most of the space being exhibition hall. So we do need to expand our events and our client base as well. So we joined ICA 2000. Not only we joined ICA 2000, we actually invited ICA to host the World Congress, Global Congress in Hong Kong, bringing all this member and the key players in the world to Hong Kong for us to network with and to show off what Hong Kong is about. I mean, it's nothing better to bring all your potential customer in your destination and in your building, and there's no better marketing program than that. So in that we start building up our relationship with our potential organizer and prospect from different parts of the world, and working with them to their extension into the Asian market, in particular tapping into the China market, which is very large. So with that we continue thereafter. Since 2000 we've been very active in attending to events that organized by UFI, and to make new contacts and renew our acquaintance every year in different events. And the events, some of them are regional. We have Asia Pacific events, chapters, seminars. We also have European seminars, and of course there are Middle East and Africa. And now we expand to America, so we also have that too. And then the year end we have the global events. But also one of the big important event is in the beginning of the year, normally in January, is the CEO Summit, and it's only limited to the CEO level participants. So a lot of important issues were discussed, and collaboration, partnership, mergers and acquisition, discussion happened there.
Fantastic. So great way of getting information. Frank, I could imagine that, for us all, we know a certain amount. We might want to go into a new market. Our facility might need to be extended, expanded, and you need to be able to find out, to ask a question. Is that something that works in the ICA community? The ability to make a telephone call, send an email and say, hey, I want to go, as Monica was saying, I want to understand the Chinese market. how do I do that? Or tell me about this customer. Is he a good customer? This conference, did it work for you? What was the spend? Really practical details that networking can provide. Is that your experience?
Yes, it is really important to have a networking with members, because I told you in ICA there are more than 1,100 members from 100 countries. So whenever I want to reach to the other local market, I always look for ICA membership directory, and then I find their members. For example, if I want to gain some information in Hong Kong, I can find easily the Monica's contact information. So I call Monica and, hey, please, I need to know this. And do you know what this client like? What kind of benefit we have to provide? Then that kind of exchanging information is really helpful. So I have many experiences to gain the business because of the information from our industry colleagues in the other part of the world. So also, if you want to make a good networking, it's easier to go to ICA Congress or face-to-face event to meet the other members. But I recommend to use SNS, especially the LinkedIn, because if you post something you have done, especially in the unique or special way, people recognize you as a really like a very passionate person or very professional person. So it's really easy to connect with the other industry experts. So whenever you have some special experience, please post something on LinkedIn. That's my recommendation.
Excellent. And Raymond, would you agree with the other two speakers about the power of networking to, you know, have that confidence, that level of trust, that honesty, that when you're part of an association, you're part of a family, and among the family, you can always ask questions? I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, Raymond.
Yeah. Yeah, forget it. Yeah, sorry. So I agree with them, absolutely agree with them, because I think why I joined site, because on the site global website, we can find all the site members' contact, which means if you are not familiar with that destination, you can find your partners or friends there on site global. So we have more than 2,500 members in the world. So for me, it's easy to get support from each region. So this is very important for us. So this is why we join international associations. So I think this is advantage, and also one of the main reasons why we need to join the global associations, especially for our MICE industry. Incentive travel setting is important. Yeah, agree.
So it's not just the internet, it's a curated group of people that you know and trust, and your membership in the association gives you the right to make initial contact and to ask and to receive. Yeah, amazing.
You are right, because we have received the same education, CIS, and we know the global standard. So when you talk to them, as I mentioned, we use the same language and we trust each other because we know what we are talking. So that's why this is the trust on global level. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody is going to look for a new job, but sometimes, you know, in life, you need to move on from your current position. So another good way of networking, or another advantage of association, is being able to, you know, find out what the opportunities are in different locations, in different companies. So I think that's something that's, you know, is certainly there and needs to be recognized. I want to go into the area of, you know, not just participating as a passive, you know, paying your subscription, but the leadership roles, because all of you have played serious leadership roles and continue to do in associations. Monica, why should you if not look for a leadership role, why would you accept the extra burden of a leadership role in an association?
I love the industry. I really love the industry. I get so much from the industry. And by the way, I'm also member of ICA for even longer than being member of UFI. And in ICA in 1999, I get a scholarship to study in US to get the event management certificate, which is my first professional certificate for the MICE industry. So for that, I'm very thankful. And I feel that I should give back. I really think and feel that I should. And taking on the presidency in 2020-21 is actually during the COVID time, which I didn't plan, but it happened that way. And so there's so much, although I can't travel, we couldn't travel at the time. So a lot of meeting was done via Zoom and all that. So, but there's so much we can do. At the time, as I said, we were able to advise our members on the good practice on how to prevent and deal with the pandemic and how to prepare ourselves to reopen. There's another thing that's close to my heart as being the sustainability aspect and helping to protect our environment is important, and also the equality and being inclusive, and that close to my heart. And being actively participate in the board and being the president, you're able to influence, to input, to encourage, even drive what you believe is important for your industry or for your community and for the planet. I think that's important. If you have that passion in your heart to help your industry and your community, I think this is a very good platform to do that.
Excellent and so well articulated. Frank, being a leadership role, you also have a full-time job, a very demanding one. How do you balance the two? Are there ever times where you think, oh, I want to get involved, but I have to, how am I going to fit everything in my day? Tell me how you manage that dilemma.
Well, just like Monica said, if you like that job, if you like the industry, then it's never bother your original job, because it's really a nice opportunity to get connected with more members, and then you can also drive. You can also do something for the industry. So even though you have to travel at least twice a year and you have to attend some Zoom meetings, but it's really I feel very honored, and I feel very big responsibility for this industry. So I try to contribute to our the meeting industry. I try to contribute something better, and also what I try to say is just if you love what you do, if you are passionate about the industry, then it's never burden your original job.
Okay. So again, that commitment is very clear and very evident. Raymond, bouncing over to your own experience as a leader in site, why did you take on the leadership positions, and how have you found that experience, and what were the advantages and disadvantages?
Yeah, I think everything I want to say is covered by Monica. It's all about passion, I think. Yeah, because we love the industry, to be honest, especially in the last 3 years, the past 3 years, the COVID. So yeah, we are still there because we love the industry. We love the incentive travel. We love what we do. So first of all, it's the passion. And secondly, the advantage and the disadvantage, if you mention that. The advantage is also the same as Monica mentioned. I think it's we have more engagement, and we can drive some trends, especially for the development of local industry. So we hope we can help our local industry players to play together on the global level. So we need to know more about the global, and we need to know more about how to play together. So this is why I hope to apply for the position inside China. And the disadvantage, as you mentioned too, Frank, that's true. We also like volunteers for our society. So it's really, really busy, and we have to make a perfect schedule for our daily work. So the only disadvantage, I think, is we need to plan our time and to see how we can work together and do some contribution for our society development locally. Yeah. Patrick.
Very, very good. So that passion overcomes any of the disadvantages, because inevitably, I'm sure you find that you are using your association time is eating into your personal time, and that's one of the challenges. Yeah, but
yeah,
you can see that commitment is coming across very, very clearly, and that passion for our industry, and I suppose telling the amazing story of how impactful for good that the business events area can happen. You know, one thing that Sam mentioned was getting business, and it just struck me as well. You know, in the whole area of endorsements, because I can imagine from a customer's point of view, you know, as you get to know each other's businesses and you get to know each other's destinations. And many customers, I know, certainly I meet people from all over the world, and they say, oh, you know, what do you think about Hong Kong, and who do you know in Hong Kong? Oh, I know Monica. She's absolutely fantastic. Trust her. I know Frank. I know Raymond. I know their businesses. You know, an endorsement from somebody who is not commercially involved or associated with you is probably, you know, it's invaluable, because that's the customer will believe that because it's true. It's coming from somebody who doesn't have any immediate commercial benefit. So I think that's one of those, you know, really practical examples of how associations can benefit directly your business, because you're getting to know people who are going to get to know how competent and how wonderful you are. Now, unfortunately, as this always happens, we're running right out of time. So I've got a very rapid fire question for each one of you to ask you your best advice. So our audience has now hopefully got the understanding about the passion and the power of associations and why we need to join international associations in our industry. If you're, you know, what's the next step? So I'm going to start with you, Monica. What was your best advice to somebody now who feels that passion, feels that enthusiasm? What should they do next?
I think you need to know what you want to achieve, what your business objective is, other than making friends in the industry, before you choose which association you want to be member with. There are many associations in the market, and you cannot be, well, unless you have excessive amount of money. I do not suggest you to be member of all the association, but you have to look at what your business objective to join, and as association goes, they can be as good as what their members' contributions are. If you don't contribute, if you don't make connection, if you don't make a dialogue and exchange, you won't get anything from the association either. So making a choice and good selections of association, but also to actively participate in the association to get the results and to benefit from it. I think that would be, otherwise it's just a logo on your website, and it's not going to be good enough.
Excellent. Frank.
I totally agree with Monica. There will be nothing happen just by paying the membership fee and becoming the member. You have to understand what is your business and what you want to get from being a member of the association. Then you will be able to achieve, you will be able to find which activities will help achieve your goal. So there are many activities are provided by the association. So look at the website and then try to find what you want to get. That's my thought.
Thank you. Raymond, final word to you.
Again.
Yeah, I mute again. Sorry. So I think, how to say, let me say something. I think always I'm talking, China is big. but the world is bigger. So we have to open our vision.
Yes.
And this is the most effective way to join the international association, to let you touch the world easier, closer, and to meet more friends and know each other. So especially, I think whatever Buffet, ICA site, we have educational program as well. So whatever for the network or education or recognition from the world, it's not the issue of money, but the issue of your personal growth. Thank you.
Super. Fantastic. I can't thank you enough. You are great ambassadors and great advocates for the wonderful world of international associations of business events. Thank you for sharing your personal story. Thank you for sharing your commitment and your passion. All I ask you is to continue it because we're all getting the benefit of it. Thanks very much. And thank you to our audience for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care.